Hey, how are we all doing today? Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about gratitude and something that I learned um, from these books and book readings that are on YouTube. And it's like a narrator reads the books by um, Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, and I've been studying and getting an understanding for Stoicism, and it's really kind of helped me apply a few of these fundamentals to my life. And gratitude was one of them. Being grateful for whatever came into my life and whatever happens in my life. And I haven't always really been grateful. I think that there are certain I've gotten to know that there are certain mental programmings that I'm working through that how would you call it? That are an obstacle. I've been working on trust paradigm. So here's an example of today I kind of slipped. So I've been being grateful and being in the flow and knowing that I can only control myself, and especially when emotion and a thought paradigm gets triggered by something. We can go into spirals of victim mindset and not be grateful and for things and not realize what we truly have in front of us. And when people asked me where I'm going, so I may be going to do some traveling eventually, and because I want to do a vacation. Currently I'm kind of in the work mindset, realigning, doing my GED. I just got a couple things situated on a newer level, which kind of adds that, and it makes those things more concrete. So that feels good. I'm grateful that I'm able to speak. I'm grateful that I'm able to but seek those tidbits of knowledge and start implementing them. That I'm mobile. I'm grateful that I have the house. This is an apartment complex. I'm grateful that, I have a family that loves me, and even though it's hard for me to trust certain things, I'm grateful that I can relearn how to trust and reprogram myself and relearn and know that I'm capable of doing all these things. I think we forget oftentimes that when people ask me where I'm going, people in the past who have asked me that were super nosy, super, clingy. I've had partners in the past where like, oh, where you going? And I'm just like, yeah. They definitely try to grab onto you and don't want you to go anywhere. And that's where that's coming from. And so it's projecting that, and that paradigm will come out. And so I need to be aware, instead of remembering that it's human curiosity. Oh, that's cool. You're going on a vacation. That's awesome. I hope you enjoy. Instead of being like, they're asking where I'm going, and realizing that. I had a friend. I'm starting to be social, like in my life. And I had a friend ask me, because I went to Fireflow and I had so much fun with this fire brother of mine, and then I was like working through some stuff internally. So I kind of was reading the text but not responding. So 3 days of not answering, and and then which to me it went back to people. When people ignore you or when people are viewing the thing but not responding, eventually you can start to get, wondering if people okay. It's human tendency to be caring, to be nurturing, to wonder if everything's okay, to be curious, right? And I was like, I slipped again and got a call from someone and asked me, like, what happened between you and this person? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, And that trust paradigm of, so he doesn't like being ignored, okay, like, yeah, like, I can't have any freedom here. I can't just go 3 days without people freaking the heck out. And then I realized I'm kind of acting like a jerk right now and not understanding that it's out of caring nature. And this person, I guess, is, thoughts of, well, this person's not used to being ignored or not used to immediately people just making time out of their day to respond. And it was very, very interesting. And like, I respond when I'm ready to. And that's why I went back and I was like, okay, so now I see where he's coming from. And I can explain and, thank this person for caring and be grateful that, that they're concerned about me, I guess. I'm not used to that. I don't trust people to do that. From certain instances in my life. And so, now I can be like, well, I'm grateful that I just became aware of that today. And now I can start working on that. Showing gratitude for everything that happens in your life, even the not so positives, my trust being broken, majorly broken, and being abused. I can be grateful for that because now I can turn around and love on myself in a whole nother level and learn to be magnanimous and learn to grow up and learn more things and realize what it's like to have people actually care about you instead of just wanting to hurt you all the time. Which I'm literally learning to trust and believe in myself, to trust in my reality, and learning to trust in some of the friends that I make, which I've known this friend for a very, very long time. A couple of years now, ever since joining the fire community, which even then before is like 2 years now, to me, that's a couple of years. I mean, maybe that's a little exaggerated. I don't know. It's a long time for me to keep someone there without pushing them away. And I have a couple of friends like that, where they're just there and they're always there, and you start raising your own vibrations and doing the inner work, and then you meet kind, authentic, caring people. And it's very, very hard for me to always be open to that because I have these trust paradigms. But I can be grateful for all that. I think sometimes, there's we wake up, we immediately start focusing on what we have to do. Start running errands, I have a job, or I have studying, or I have this, or I really don't want to get up right now. Because then reality sets in. And learning to fall in love with your reality, to fall in love with yourself and fall in love with your reality and be grateful that there's a reality there. Really started to change that. And I'm learning to continue to change that. And unknown stimulus is hard for me. So, learning to be grateful for those surprises or fear of the unknown. Learning that I'm not in control. I mean, I'm in control of myself, but I'm kind of my reality, but I'm not in control of every single factor. Being grateful for that. All I can do is learn to control my thoughts, learn to control my actions, learn to start doing hard work and getting my reality set up. Knowing that at the same time, my reality could also change and be taken away from me too. Someday it will. Someday I'm going to die. My reality will no longer be my reality. At any time, this building can blow up, or I don't know, worst case scenario. I could be homeless. I could lose everything. Which at the same time, you realize that at the same time, you have something. You're still alive. I could be in a very, very different situation right now. And choosing to be grateful and see that is definitely very, very important. And something that has helped me to be positive even when things may seem negative or feel negative. Be grateful that I have an obstacle of this GED to go over. To be grateful that I'll learn how to believe in myself, that I learn how to do these things, that I'm expanding. And heck, I mean, I'm expanding, I'm learning so much. And different things that I thought I could never do. I thought I could never learn. It's almost like pushing your boundaries. And I'm grateful that that happens. I'm grateful for the pain, for the sadness, for the joy, for the light, for the yin and the yang, for the shadow, for everything in between, for for this world. And oftentimes we can slip up. I call it failure. I slip, I learn something, then you just rise up and try again. Well, you go do. I think we all start by trying, and we end up realizing, try, there is no try, there is only do. It's one of my favorite things, favorite phrases by Yoda, which, if you've seen The Rise of Skywalker, it's awesome. Yesterday, I'm talking about yesterday too, because it just goes into today. Yesterday I ended up seeing a movie with a friend, and I was concerned because, movies cost money, and, movie tickets. And we saw Jumanji, which, that was a really cool movie. The Rock and Jack Black were in it, which I love Jack Black. She likes The Rock. And so she got to go see her man. I got to go see Jack Black and see this awesome movie. And ended up receiving a blessing. And I started getting worried because it's hard for me to be open to receiving a blessing. Like, I got a pass. I got to go see a movie for free, have some fun with a friend, then had her over for dinner, which we had sushi. We hung out, and I made sushi. And I was so worried about money because I felt bad that, it's like, crap, I don't have the funds right now, but I got kind of started to get stuck on that before, as I was, getting dressed, heading out, figuring out how to get over there through the bus system, because I don't have money, so that means no bus, because you have to pay for your fare. That pays the drivers. That's their job. I was like, so I decided to walk. I walked before. Usually I walk the usual route, like, so there's, and I decided to be like, okay, I'm going to take this thing of what is known as voluntary suffering, and to me it wasn't suffering. I mean, it was not. I'm able to walk, so there really was no suffering. But what is often seen as sometimes taking a longer way around is often the most rewarding way. I got to see, and I went through a neighborhood. So I walked down off of Sims, and that took me right up to, and there was this beautiful moment where I was walking, worried about time, but then just started meditating and didn't have my navigation. I didn't have my phone out, so it's a new route. But for me, and just trusted that if I wanted to go see my friend, I would have her over for dinner, and kind of see what happens. I get to go see a movie, and I'm just gonna walk there. I kind of did some jogging too, which I needed to jog. I needed to walk. It was so good because it's nice to be able to move around, to have that energy outlets and be moving. And there's this moment where I got up the hill. I was like, oh, I'm right down at the mills. There's a hill near the mall that has the movie theater, which then as you reach this hill, you pass a church, and there's the mountains. There's this beautiful nature view of the universe or of the forest, and the sky is blue. There's the beautiful dazzling, look like it's dazzling, the Taj Mahal, which is the Taj Mahal in Denver. Sorry, not Denver, but Boulder. Golden. I've been traveling to Golden, Boulder, and Denver, so I get all those. But it's beautiful mountains, and the Taj Mahal in Boulder, which is Golden. Stop saying Boulder. Golden, which is the courthouse there, and it's so beautiful. And then over here you have the direction when you travel to Boulder and these other mountains, and it was just a rewarding sight to see and be surprised. You're just like, huh? You know that moment where you get up the hill, then you make it to where you're at. Then I ran down the hill, which was steep. So I was like, we like play mindset, right? Playing, and it was like super steep and kind of. And if I didn't have awareness, I would have just ran right over because there's like these blocks that if I did try to jump, I don't really know how to jump from something that high. So I wanted to be aware and make sure that I'm being safe. And so I was like, huh, how do I do this? And then I kind of traversed over here, which then went to another area around this fence line, which, I got down exactly to where I needed to be. And it was super cool. I had fun, like, this little V shape to keep maintain over my speed. And it was entertaining. It was fun running down a hill. It was play mindset, right? That's what I call it, at least. Then I met my friend, saw the movie, and I could have kept okay, so what I'm trying to say is I kept worrying about for a little bit. I got stuck, and I was like, crap, I need to go, but I'm getting down on myself. I'm worried about, I've been applying for jobs, but haven't really gotten any responses yet, but I have been applying. So I was like, oh my gosh, these things that make life easier, and I feel productive when I'm doing something. Um, during the downtime, in between performances, in between where you don't have those outlets for vending and other opportunities, like yet, it's nice to be making your own money, to be making a living. But oftentimes we get stuck on money, which, um, for me, I had to remind myself to focus on, instead of focusing on what I don't have right now, focus on what I have. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, my friend is taking me out to a movie, so might as well get my butt over there to go enjoy it, and be open to receiving this experience. And if I don't have anything else to give right now, then that's okay. There'll be another time where maybe I can take her out for a movie, or I'll end up doing something. And I ended up making dinner and having a great time, and even more social time. So I always want to be able to give back something when I receive something. It's hard for me to just receive. And, by choosing to focus on what was in front of me, where I was going, it's like I got unstuck. And those are kind of the trials and the situations of which I've started to apply these things that I'm listening to, that I'm meditating on, that I'm learning. And, opening up to people about my passions, and again, working on the trust paradigms, because those are definitely something that working through them and will definitely help in the future. And it starts with myself. I'm starting to deal with myself. I'm starting to do meditations. I'm starting to do awareness. I did some creative movement, which balancing the work. So, I start studying for my GED, which getting things set up, and then studying on these practice tests, which that's today. That's today, and currently that's kind of my work mindset. Like doing the stuff that needs to get done. Then the play mindset is dancing. It's fire spinning. It's maybe going to a 3-day workshop. I have no idea. There's one that I'm looking at, which finding those experiences where you can also play, and balancing those two is what I'm working on. And knowing that also, I have everything I need right in front of me. And just remember to, when I start spiraling down, be grateful, because that'll help. And that's kind of that's today's thoughts. And I hope that I definitely am looking forward to learning even more and growing and doing all these things that I'm able to do. All right, guys. As always, may the force be with you, and may the force guide you and bless you. And have